Welcome back to the KEMPIRE Daily YouTube channel, where we talk about some of the hottest topics in music, entertainment, and even reality TV. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out when we go live or when we upload. In today's video, I wanted to talk about Prince Philip. You may know by now that Prince Philip, the Queen Elizabeth's husband of many, many decades, has passed away at the age of 99. In a statement from Buckingham Palace, this is what they said. It is with deep sorrow that Her Majesty the Queen announces the death of her beloved husband, His Royal Highness the Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. His Royal Highness passed away peacefully this morning at Windsor Castle. Further announcements will be made in due course. The royal family joined with people around the world in mourning his loss. If you've been following the royal family, especially in recent months, besides, of course, all of the Meghan and Harry drama, Prince Philip has had a lot of health drama in recent years, being in the last couple of months being hospitalized. Prince Philip spent a month in two London hospitals where he was treated for an infection and underwent heart surgery before being discharged in mid-March. If you've been following the royal family for quite some time, like myself, you know that the relationship between the Queen and Prince Philip was not your typical relationship when it comes to royal families. It wasn't this sort of arranged situation. These two actually were very much in love and were married for a very, very long time. And of course, people around the world are reacting, not just everyday people like myself, but of course, some of the political leaders, including the President of the United States, President Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, and of course, former President Barack Obama. But everyone was waiting for the statement from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. And this is what they said in a very simple statement. In loving memory, His Royal Highness, the Duke of Edinburgh, 1921 to 2021. Thank you for your service. You will be greatly missed. A lot of folks are criticizing them for a very simple statement in comparison to a recent statement that they made about Ruth Bader Ginsburg and her passing. Just in their credit, I would say, I think the more that they would have said would have been criticized. So I think a simple statement probably was the best idea. But then when you look at a statement from former President Barack Obama, that was very, well, look, Barack Obama has already said he loves words. He uses a lot of them. If you read his recent book, I think it's like 700 and something pages. But this is what former President Barack Obama said in regards to the passing of Prince Philip. We shouldn't have worried. The Queen and Prince Philip immediately put us at ease with their grace and generosity, turning a ceremonial occasion into something far more natural, even comfortable. Prince Philip in particular was kind and warm, with a sharp wit and unfailing good humor. It was our first introduction to the man behind the title, and in the years since, our admiration for him has only grown. We will miss him dearly. So I honestly believe what President Obama said about Prince Philip. And if you've watched the recent interviews that Prince Harry did with James Corden in regards to the relationship and the other statements that we've heard in regards to the relationship with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, we hear that he had a really fun and very close relationship with Prince Harry. And specifically that I love the story that he told on James Corden where he says his grandfather doesn't know how to use Zoom. So pretty much when he's done, it's goodbye. And then he slams the laptop closed. That's a lot of us, right? That aren't used to technology. So there are a lot of outpouring of memories coming in regards to Prince Philip. But this video isn't about necessarily all of what people are saying in regards to Prince Philip. People are wondering what will happen now that Prince Philip has passed and what are the formalities. So I wanted to talk about that because that's what makes me so interested in the formalities of the royal family. But because it is a pandemic, those formalities will be adjusted accordingly. So Prince Philip's funeral will be held at St. George Chapel in Windsor Castle. In line with custom and His Royal Highness's wishes, the College of Arms, which oversees many ceremonial aspects of the royal family's work, they also added that the Duke would not have a state funeral and that the funeral will not be preceded by a lying in state. This is a quote from them. They said, "The funeral arrangements have been revived in view of the prevailing circumstances arising from the COVID-19 pandemic, and it is regretfully requested that members of the public do not attempt to attend or participate in any of the events that make up the funeral." This past Friday, the bells of the London of Westminster Abbey, where Prince Philip and the Queen Elizabeth were married more than 70 years ago, rang on Friday evening in honor of him. Gun salutes will be fired across the UK at noon today. The UK Ministry of Defense wrote in a statement across the United Kingdom in Galbraithshire, and on HM ships at sea, saluting batteries will fire 41 rounds at 1 round every minute for 40 minutes. The public are encouraged to observe the gun salutes from home. They will take place behind closed doors, but broadcast online and on television. So as I said, I've been very fascinated in regards to what will happen once Prince Philip has died. This is something I literally was looking at a few weeks ago. And now that we're here, I wanted to let you guys know what I discovered in regards to the formalities of what will happen. So we went over a little bit of what's happening and where he'll be buried, but this is how the public have found out in regards to his passing. The BBC will be the first media outlet given the news of the prince's death. If he passes in his sleep, the announcement will likely be made at 8 a.m. the following morning. That's exactly what happened. What will the funeral be like? Beforehand, Prince Philip had requested that people not make a quote unquote fuss over his funeral and said it is necessary for his body to be lying in state. We already said that will not happen. Prince Philip is entitled to a large funeral because he is the Queen's consort. However, according to parliamentary documents, there is no official process for deciding when a state funeral should be held for a person other than the sovereign. Prince Philip's body would not be open for public viewing, and the funeral will likely only include his family, friends, and heads of state from Commonwealth countries. In regards to where Prince Philip will be buried, he will be buried in Frogmore Gardens on the grounds of the Windsor Castle. The secluded 35 acres of garden are a royal family hidden gem. According to the Telegraph, it's where the Queen walks her corgis. Prince Philip even installed a dining room from the royal yacht Britannia at Frogmore House. Since Frogmore is off limits to the public, it's been a place for Prince Andrew's and Prince Edward's kids to play. And it's where George VI and the Queen Mother spent their honeymoon in 1923. Most of the British royal family have been buried in Westminster Abbey and St. George Chapel, but it's likely Philip selected Frogmore Gardens because of its significance to his family. And when people are wondering how long the Queen will mourn, so there actually is formalities in regards to the mourning process. So it is believed she is expected to enter a 8-day period of grief in which she will forego her duties during that time. This means that all state affairs and laws needing royal assent, meaning her approval, will be put on hold. It is believed that after the Queen's 8 days of work-free days, she'll continue her duties behind closed doors. Britain would then enter an official royal mourning period for 30 days, after which it is expected that the Queen would return to her public appearances and responsibilities. And one of the things that, and I've seen a lot of the clickbait that's been going on from other news outlets in regards to what will happen to the royal line. Well, technically nothing, because he wasn't in direct line for the crown. They know nothing will actually happen when it comes to who is in line for the throne. The order still remains Prince Charles, Prince William, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, Prince Louis, and finally Prince Harry. Royal family members' titles and positions will remain the same so as long as Queen Elizabeth is alive and wearing the crown. So I thought you guys would find that interesting. So because Prince Philip isn't in the direct line, the formalities of the mourning period and what will happen really isn't significant in regards to that. So when the Queen does pass, or if, Prince Charles was to pass, it's very different in regards to the formalities of that. Let me know in the comments if you want me to talk about those formalities in another video. But as I said to you before, this is a very sad day because not only did we lose Prince Philip, who lived a very long life. Not a lot of people get to live a long life. DMX died at 50 years old. I'll do a separate video talking about DMX because I want you guys to know I am thinking of him and his family during this time. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news or when we upload.